Hello everyone, I am nearly at the end of my sketchbook. So what am I going to do? Well, I'm gonna make my own. Now, I started sketchbooking more frequently around June this year, and this particular sketchbook was sitting on my shelf probably since I was a teenager, I think. Quite a long time. I don't even remember receiving it. I think it's about 200 GSM paper. It's just cartridge paper. It's nothing special, but because it was nothing special and because I already had it, it was a really safe option to start exploring different media, different styles, to start playing with art again, like I used to when I was a kid. But I really enjoyed the experience of having quite a cheap, easy sketchbook. I liked that it lay flat, it's not ring bound, and I wanted to have that experience again. But it is quite difficult to find something that you don't know where you got it in the first place. Especially with the thicker paper. I could find books like this, but they were with really thin paper and I really wanted something nice and thick. So I went down to my local Office Works, if it's a stationery supply store with some craft elements, and I picked up a pad of heavy duty paper and turned it into this sketchbook. I actually really enjoyed working in here. It gave me similar properties in the paper. There are some limitations to both of these that I'll go over when I do a sketchbook tour of these later in the video, but I wouldn't say they're further drawbacks than this sketchbook. This is a Zeta series by Stillman and Birn, and I don't mind it, but to be honest, I think I actually preferred working on this paper. This is probably a few more pages maybe. This was around $50 for me to buy here in Australia, whereas this was only like $15. So today that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna show you how I made that sketchbook, and I hope you enjoy the video. So I'm sure most people can work this out, but how I found best to do this is to take the book, measure how far you want it. I have this handy ruler that goes almost exactly to the width. So if I want square, I can literally just square. This whole thing is $15. So if you have some extra strips, who cares? Bookmarks, great. You can use them as swatch cards. I keep all my swatches in those. Offcuts were really great to use here. Anyway, that's an aside. That's something you can use these offcuts for. Okay, so to do this, I recommend you have some sort of badass Stanley knife and a decent ruler. I don't know where this ruler came from. I like that it kind of hooks on there. Now, you're only going to be able to do a few pages at a time. So, thumb cut through. Oh, cool, we did one. That's good. Now, this isn't going to be perfect. Again, we're doing a really cheap sketchbook here, guys. Let's not get too crazy with it.
A few moments later.
There we go. So now we have a square sketchbook, but we're not done because this is ugly, right? So I recommend using some kind of nice paper. I have this wrapping paper by artist Edith Thrower. I really love how she illustrates Australian botanicals. You don't have to use something. This is kind of fancy. In Officeworks, there was some really nice wrapping paper for like $10 or something. But yeah, you just need a piece that wraps around here and also at the back. Otherwise it might fall off. Initially when I cut a page for this, I forgot that and I did it too small. So I don't recommend doing what I did. I recommend doing what I say. We're going for a nice green Banksia design here, which will line up there and it will then wrap around and to the back. So I'm just going to use glue tape. And then I'm going to measure on my desk. And then, okay, everything is in the way. Right in there. And I'm going to fold that over. Cute. Okay, don't do what I do, which is do it crookedly. Look, this is an ideas video, not a process video, okay? It'll be fine. You can learn just as much from how not to do something from me, probably more. And this is our covered sketchbook. You could put some contact paper to protect it, I guess, from water if you're taking it out places. You could also use like a corner rounder. Let me do that. I'll see how it looks for you, because that's YouTube. The person tries things so you don't have to. So this is the final sketchbook. I went through with a corner rounder. That's so extra. You do not have to do that. It just looks a little more intentional having the rounded corners. So now we have 2 sketchbooks. They look cute together. I hope this helps you make a sketchbook of your own or start a sketchbook habit even. If you'd like an intimate tour of my first 2 sketchbooks for this year, I'm posting that video as we speak. So subscribe and you won't miss it. Thanks for watching, everyone.